The Apple Watch Series 8 might be the watch that most people would want, but the SE is the one that people should buy. And by the end of this video, you will see both the similarities and differences between these two watches, and you'll probably understand why. We're going to first start off with a few similarities because surprisingly there's actually quite a lot. The first big one is that the Apple Watch SE, Series 8 and also Ultra all share the same S8 chip, which means on the performance and speed side of things, all of these Apple Watches perform the exact same. So loading apps and doing other general activity stuff on your watch that you'll be doing every day will be exactly the same on the Apple Watch SE as well as the Series 8. The Apple Watch SE also shares the new crash detection and also fall detection like on the Series 8, so both watches will actually call emergency services if any of these scenarios occur. There's actually a lot of similarities so far already, and another one is battery life. Both of these watches can last up to 18 hours all day battery life, and also if you turn on the new low power mode, you can also get up to 36 hours of battery life on both of these watches. The low power mode also impacts a lot of the features that you can actually find on both watches, so if you will be using this mode quite a lot, then I suggest you stay until the end to see actually how the low power mode actually impacts both of these watches, so it'll make your decision a lot easier. As you can tell, the Apple Watch SE and also the Apple Watch Series 8 share a lot of similarities, but now we're actually going to be moving on to the differences, and I've got to say, it's actually going to make a decision even easier now because there's actually not that many. One of the main differences between these two watches is actually the sizes. The Apple Watch SE comes in a 40mm and also a 44mm, and then the Apple Watch Series 8 comes in a 41 and also 45mm. So you're going to get that extra bit of millimeter screen size on your actual Series 8 over the SE, and also on the SE you're going to have a little bit bigger bezels as well. So if you're absolutely 100% sure you want the biggest screen possible, obviously that's not the Apple Watch Ultra, and also as small bezels as possible, then go for it. You're going to have to go for the Apple Watch Series 8. Personally, I think 44mm is a great size for an Apple Watch. Another key difference, which is actually quite a big significant one if you do want the Series 8 over the SE, and that is the always on display. Personally, I don't think this is a big enough reason to buy the Series 8. Thinking about it now, a lot of the time my hand is down, and all of that time for it to be on is just going to be wasting battery anyway, and that's why a lot of these people who do have the option to turn on always on display actually turn it off to save on battery life. It's really not hard to just quickly look up on my wrist and it raises to wake up straight away. I don't think it's a big enough reason to actually upgrade, but if it is for you, then by all means go for the Apple Watch Series 8. Now the other main differences really I can actually tell between the SE and the Series 8 is that the S8 actually has a bunch of new health features over the SE, including a ECG scanner, a blood oxygen scanner, and then also a temperature scanner as well, whereas on the SE you only get the heart sensor, which is actually shared with the Series 8 as well. So if you're actually really into your health and you really want all these scanners to make sure you're perfectly fine, then by all means go for the Series 8, because I'd imagine these features will help. However, with these features not being on any other Apple Watch before, again, I don't think they're a big enough significant difference to actually buy the Series 8 over the Apple Watch SE. However, if you're really not bothered about these features at all, the only main differences are actually the bigger screen size and then also the always on display. And the always on display might not even be a feature you'll be able to turn on, especially if you're going to be using low power mode a lot. Now earlier I mentioned that both of these watches have a low power mode, which actually allows both watches to last up to 36 hours. However, if you actually use the low power mode, it actually disables a lot of features on the watch, including the always on display and also the three main sensors that actually are on the Series 8 over the SE. So if you do plan on utilizing this new lower power mode system to get as much battery life as possible, then the majority, all of the features that you're getting on the Series 8 will not be available to be used. So if you plan on using the low power mode frequently, then the only main differences you're actually going to find between the Series 8 and the SE is actually the bigger screen size. Now if you don't know the prices of these watches already, then the Series 8 is coming in at £419 for the 41mm, and it's coming in at £449 as well for the 45mm version, and the SE is starting at £259 for the 40mm, which is actually cheaper than the last SE that came out, and it's a huge upgrade over it, and £299 for the 44mm version. So overall there's about £150 difference between these two watches, and I've got to admit, with all the features that you actually are getting with the Series 8 over the SE, I really don't think it's worth actually buying the Series 8 at all, because especially if you're using the low power mode, because one, you're not going to be able to use any of them features that are actually in the Series 8 over the SE, and two, even if you don't use the low power mode, I really don't think them features are worth £150 in itself. Also, if you actually are interested in buying the cellular options, it's an extra £50 for the SE, but it's an extra £100 for the Series 8. So if you actually are planning on getting a cellular version, there's actually about a £200 difference, which is nearly double in price from the Series 8 over the SE. So if actually how many similarities there actually are between these two watches and not many differences, which one will you be be going for? Leave your comments down below, and I'll also leave the link in the description for both of these watches if you actually are interested in picking one of these up. If you did find this helpful, smash that like button and also subscribe for more videos like this in the future. I'll see you guys on the next one.